輸送中。リチャージ中。
como...
Pilots said that their instruments were getting messed up when they were near it. That is like, when you hear that stuff, that's the same stuff that you hear with like actually like alien type UFO type stuff. Is that anytime that you're near their technology, that your instruments don't work and whatnot. But then you're also hearing from the government that these were all balloons, just different style balloons.
It's
really confusing. They did come out later and said that they don't think that there's any evidence that these are, you know, from out of this world type shit. So it's weird how we're getting all these mixed messages. In the Chinese spy balloon, we got pictures of them bringing it up out of the water. Thing in Alaska, we don't have any pictures of that. Thing in Canada, we don't have any pictures of that. The thing that was shot over Lake Huron, we have no images of that. Why?
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I found weird too was the Canadian. I think it was a Canadian defense minister who was like, they were about to say balloon, and then they were just like, no, it's a cylindrical object or something. That's what it came out to. So look, I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy now, but it sounds like a fucking escape pod. You know what I mean? Like alien craft escape pod landing in. Almost, but it's right. Like when there's like communications issues, or there's some. Maybe it has a lot to do with the fact that where it crashed isn't too great for communications, like the mountains in the middle of, Alaska. Could be.
I'll be the contrarian. I don't think humanity will ever make contact with aliens.
Why is that?
The way I see it, I could totally be wrong here, obviously. There is a finite amount of years that humanity will be able to exist, all right? Like, let's take all, like, religious talk out of it. At some point, the sun's going to blow up and we're all going to be dead, right? At some point. So, in a case where time is infinite, right, and it'll just keep going, whether humanity is there or not,
my bad.
Talking about how time only exists while there is a conscious mind that observes time, like, but
my bad.
Time is gonna keep going on forever. Maybe there's gonna be life somewhere else at some point. I'm not saying that aliens don't exist because the universe is so massive and constantly expanding, but I think the chances are so minute that contact will actually be there, even if they exist, and even if they are a life form similar enough to humanity to actually have some sort of conversation. I'll go further and say I just don't think it's gonna happen.
You can't say that like the world is so big, the universe is so big, time is so big, but the chances of us having another life is rare, and you doubt that. This thing is so big.
Well, do you think humanity's gonna blow itself up before we even
There's so many different possibilities. So of course there has to be some type of advanced civilization that can reach us based on the amount of how big it is, and how many possibilities, and how many planets, and how many stars, how many galaxies.
Explore world around us, and I agree with potentially even finding some sort of life. I just don't know if we would find life, quantify it.
They've already been here, but before we go deep into that rabbit hole, can I just say how disappointed I am in our military and whatnot? Because think about it, there are these satellites on them. We know that from the very first one. That's exactly what that thing was, and they had to shoot it down. Trillions and trillions of dollars to the defense department. All right. The military, right? The Pentagon. They don't even know where it went. They can't find it. Dude,
well, because each of those fucking missiles costs like $400,000, so the money just goes to like Raytheon and like a bunch of
the entire U.S. economy is 15 trillion.
Non ti preoccupare, ma sono fisi da morte capace.
Tikulu. Lu para na. Mo ko lu para na.
Out of the air,
No, cliché.
Safely to the
No, no.
ground. We gotta shoot them down like fucking cavemen. What are we, fucking cavemen? We shoot the thing down and then it crashes and destroys. We don't have any technology to capture this thing and safely land it to the ground. That is fucking insane.
Yeah, to be fair though,
yeah, I agree.
Looking at this rationally though, why does the government have all these secrets, right? You'd think that we're paying for all this stuff because it's our tax money. Right? Like, you'd think that we have the right to know what's on, Area 50.
Okay. Now hold on a minute, hold on. There's also a counterpoint to what Ian said. So when it comes to taking the reason, so the way that I've seen it discussed is they use a $400,000 missile, the sidewinder, right? Like they fired it at the balloon, so that they couldn't give away military secrets if it was actually spying, which makes sense, right? Like imagine somebody sent a spy balloon. Are you going to use like your hidden tech just out of nowhere, or are you going to keep that for a rainy day? Okay, if nobody else has a net gun with a parachute, why would you just tell people that you have
All right, as soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna go develop a cooking net, right? It has little weights on it.
Right, I fucked up the one mate.
Of the device, right? Do that, it releases like needles or a little BB gun or whatever to hit the balloon, right? Now it's free falling, it has a time release, it realizes that that it's moving fast down, right? It has a thing that shows like an altitude. So now that it knows that it's falling, it releases a parachute, safely puts it on the fucking ground. So you know what I'm saying? How do we not have this technology?
What is it? Bro, and he has a Kraber. He has a fucking Kraber. Oh, I'm good, yeah, bro.
Actually, you guys are completely right. I've seen this in so many James
I read
Bond
these
spy
fucking,
movies.
It just seems silly.
Unless they were destroying the evidence.
Where the fuck is this money going?
About it too is like, so this happens around the time of like this Ohio this Ohio train derailment is wild. Every photo that I've seen come out of it is like something out of like it was just dark. Like that's all it was. It was dark. Place smells like crap. It was like wildlife that was there. One reporter got arrested because they were aside from like Twitter, I haven't really seen too much coverage on this personally.
Come on, guys.
Smartest people in the room down for a meeting. Like, what do we do? How do we do?
We're gonna be so bad.
Is in the 90s something similar happened, and
lost so
basically the
bad.
chemical that was
This is
inside
really
the train cars,
Oh, one more.
if it
Fuck,
is
I wanted
slowly
to do
leaking,
another
it will like explode, right? And so you'll have shrapnel, you'll have a way bigger bomb, right? That would completely level the entire town in which we're talking about that got evacuated. So I guess the counter argument to that is that this was a controlled explosion that would have a less of an effect on the people.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a shitty situation, so it's like, how do we make the situation just less shittier, right? Like, you could either, like, if you know that, like, 100,000 people are going to get fucking injured, or, like, 1,000 people, like, yeah, both options are shit, but you're just gonna immediately...
Well, they were saying that they sent the people back. They evacuated people in the town, right, in like a 2-mile radius, which most people said, hey, it should have been like 30 miles, right? Yeah. And they let them come back to their house before they tested the air quality, the water quality, before they tested anything. They're like, oh, you can go back to your house now. And some people came back to their home and had chickens. All the chickens are dead. Pets are sick. Nearby, all the fish are dead. I mean, this you can go back. Like, what is happening?
It's kind of because like that one problem is so bad that it's affecting now, like where I live in Canada, because the water feeds into the like if you get the water from like people who live in Buffalo, and you've got people who live at Niagara Falls, Ontario, and then all the way up to like Hamilton, where I live, are just kind of like
but you're upstream.
Yeah.
So you don't have to really worry about it south. It won't go north. And thank God, like I'm north, so even with the wind blowing this gas to the people with the air quality and water south of that. So we're relatively safe, but like a big part of the country is not. The amount of gallons of this chemical, I don't remember exactly, but when you hear the number of gallons of this chemical and how much can actually, I think like a gallon can do damage to like a big population, and there was gallons and gallons and gallons of this stuff. So
yeah. Whatever they were, and the funny thing is, the more I look into it, like right now, it's like we didn't even know everything that was on it, because apparently it wasn't even all reported and accounted for. So it's just like a fucking shit show, man. Like
now, this is what I worry about, right? So what's going on? I'm sure you've heard stories about how since 2012, you know, the power stations, the sublet power stations for our electric in the United States. Like there's been so many people shoot the thing and power shuts down for like an entire town for like 6 hours. This is non-stop for years and years. So you have that thing going on. In East Houston, which had toxic chemicals as well, and then you had one, I believe, in South Carolina. This all just happened within the last week. That there was 3 different train shit was getting released. And then last night, I believe somewhere in Texas, a truck was carrying that fell over.
I think that was that was like
you know, because like this is fucking wild that it's all happening in such a condensed amount of time.
Palestine moment, am I right?
Yeah, for real. No, but like the thing is, it's like shit just accelerated, because this is like honestly this decade is probably in like 20
like technology continues to advance at a fast rate. I guess this decade will be the new crazy decade in history.
Remember, like, if you know anything about history, like in the 70s, people were like bombing each other, like, like in the country. They were like, they were bombing each other. There were car bombs. Like that was a big thing in the 70s. That happened all the time with these monsters. Jimmy Hoffa was missing. You know, you had the fucking Irish. I don't know. Over in Ireland, they had a big fucking fight.
The IRA and the Brits fighting against each other. Yeah,
bombing each other. Stuff.
You had like Colombian drug bosses bombing their government buildings. They were fucking getting arrested. Yeah. No, that like you're right. Like each decade is a bit of a bias. From, like, getting older to the point where we're like perceiving more of the like news around us. So maybe for us, like the 2020s are now going to be super duper wild. I mean, literally the other day, there was a derailing on you know the term fake news. We all know like misinformation. Have you guys seen that Joe Rogan clip where like he was advertising like, product?
Oh, that's wild.
So you didn't see that? So okay, Coffee and then Hassan Piker's editor, like they posted like this AI deep fake of Joe Rogan on his podcast, and like they cut to this Amazon product, and they were selling this like they made Joe Rogan advertise for this product through deep fake AI, and they just posted it on TikTok. And so like because of that, Joe Rogan was running around DMCAing everyone for that clip. Because obviously, like the way that it sounded. So I've heard voice cloning technology before, dude. I've been playing around with it like 6-7 years ago. Shit was a joke. It sounded like a monotone robot.
Yeah, it was not good, but it was
scary good.
Yeah,
it was not good. But if you're on TikTok.
Gosh. Oh yeah. Okay. We're landing. Oh. You wanted. Oh, holy, look at the skin. The skin. Oh my gosh, he's golly. Jolly Wally. Auga.
And part of that clip airs and not the full thing, because the longer it goes, the more you know it's fake, right?
Yeah.
If part of that clip goes, you're gonna fall for it. Dude, I go on TikTok from time to time, have to do it for drama, etc., and I always get targeted ads sent to me, and because I've listened to Joe Rogan, watched the Joe Rogan podcast, and because, you know, the Chinese and TikTok are spying on me 24/7, like watching me poo and shit, I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I get an ad for some type of vitamin or something off the Joe Rogan podcast. And I didn't think anything of it until this clip from Poppyzilla and them showing this, you know, deepfake stuff. Maybe that ad that's on TikTok now is fake. I should investigate it, because there's somebody on the Joe Rogan podcast saying, yeah, I take this vitamin and that vitamin, and then they're promoting the vitamin, and I'm like, maybe that wasn't even fucking real.
Well, like, yeah, it's like the longer you obviously listen to a deep fake, the more quickly you'll figure it out. But that's only if you know what you're looking for.
Like I saw a clip of Biden. You know the Pokemon copy pasta meme, like the Vaporeon thing. Vaporeon is the most breedable Pokemon. Like there was a clip of Biden talking about that, like with the deepfake technology and the voice and everything. It sounded like Biden wanted to have
Yeah, but like the thing is, unless they're saying something super outlandish, like I saw the same thing with Trump. You don't believe it. But like if he was like talking, like could you imagine if like they deepfake Biden to like escalating shit to like another country or like starting shit?
Literally what I was just thinking.
I mean? Like,
literally what I was just thinking.
Yeah, like imagine if just like think for a second, right? Like somebody deepfakes Russian like commanders talking about like launching a nuclear bomb on like a Soviet bloc, like Ukraine or something, and they just like leaked it, and it sounded super duper convincing.
And the thing
like
is,
the U.S. military got a hold of it, and they'd be like, "What?"
And the thing is, behind the scenes, right? You'd have these two governments, right, on their channels communicating. Are you really attacking us right now? No, of course we're not. Like, they're not going to believe that. Like, if you're being attacked, they're not going to tell you that we're attacking you. So the amount of fucking like stress that's probably happening with our intelligence department in this country, it must be insane trying to figure out what the truth is.
It's also interesting because in the online world, you know, copyright law is a disaster, right? They're completely off base with all forms of copyright law. Like there's a VTuber news channel that just got 20 copyright strikes in a day from a VTuber organization that didn't like the drama, like that he was reporting on the drama.
So he issued false strikes.
False strikes, and he's trying to get his channel back, like it's gonna get terminated. But anyway, like so that goes on. I wonder if the fake stuff is gonna make them actually upgrade the guidelines on what copyright is. Because technically, by the way the guidelines look right now, there's no reason you should be able to copyright take down deepfake. It's original content. I
mean, it's transformative. Yeah. The thing with the deepfake stuff is like, so the way that I always look at politics, it's like, unless it affects the old folks that run the government, they never touch it. Like, they never bother with it, right?
But
so
it's this literally affects the government so much.
It does, because like I said, imagine if like okay, Keem is the Russians and I'm the Americans, right? Like Keem is not looking to nuke anybody, but I'm an American leader, and I've been like just sent this deepfake of like Keem and like all the Russian guys talking about nuking people. You think I'm gonna sit there and like, hey guys, throw it into an AI and figure out if it's a deepfake, or oh shit, maybe we should retaliate because it sounds really fucking serious. Because you're right, like they're like no matter what you want to say about like a three-letter like CIA and like the FBI and the NSA, it's like bro, the amount of work they have to be doing right now to ensure that things are legitimate or not must be insane. Because like the deepfake technology we have access to is nowhere near as complicated as whatever the government has access to, right? Because you know they're using this shit on a daily basis against other people out there, you know?
I got a better one for you. Alright, you have Project...
To the job. Get to the chopper.
ープを発見。中距離用よ。あっちで何か見つかるかしら。リングが閉じるまで45秒。
もたもたしてられない。アップグレードしなきゃ。
タイムアップなのにリングの外にいる。急いで。
私たちだけじゃない。あそこに敵がいる。完璧なアップグレードね。
ああ、ケアパッケージが楽しみだわ。ね。
ヘビーアモがいる。
リスポーンビーコンを展開する。
クラフト中よ。
新聞紙のカービィ。仲間のバナーを回収したわ。ビルドをリチャージ中。ジャンプドライブを投げるわ。
あっちよ。
敵を発見。
一度標的を抹殺し損ねたことが。
Veritas, right? Who's like going undercover, like, you know, reporting people. Like, this Pfizer thing is huge, right? Long story.
Yeah, but was that real though? Like, I gotta question. Was that real?
Real, yeah. It was like, you know, this guy really did say that stuff. He really did work for Pfizer.
Yeah, but did he really though? Because I looked into that so hard and I could not find him as like global head of research. Like, even if I was way back machining and everything, which I did, because remember when this happened,
They came
like,
out with.
I looked at it.
They came out with some documents proving that he was an employee. Project Veritas did. But anyhow, my point isn't to actually talk about this, right? I'm bringing it back to the deepfake stuff, right? So, long story short, to give you the cliff notes on this, you know, there's a gay guy who allegedly works at Pfizer, and Project Veritas is a news organization that goes undercover. The employee thinks that he's on a date, and the date is asking him a bunch of questions, and he's talking about you know, mutating the COVID virus and all sorts of stuff for their own personal gain, so they can make new drugs for it and whatnot. I think the problem with deepfake in the future is, okay, let's say all this is 1,000% true, and I haven't seen any evidence that it's fake. What if Pfizer or that employee comes out and says, this never happened, this is a deepfake, right? So it goes both ways, right? Like, you would have a scenario where people can fake shit, but then you also could have a scenario where stuff is 100% real, and the people that are being exposed are like, this isn't true. I never said any of this. This entire video is fake. It's a deep fake, right? So it goes both ways of us just being completely lost in the future and not having any idea what the fuck is actually happening.
I feel like as we stand, we have like the original footage, right? Like the original footage can, I think.
I don't know, man. With like how crazy AI backgrounds and crazy AI stuff we've gotten.
It is crazy advanced, but like even today, like how often do you see fake Discord messages? right? You see someone get into drama or whatever over like creepy Discord text, and he's like, oh, it's fake. It's almost never fake. Like, it's almost never fake.
Well, like, it's easy to prove them, because if you have a video, you can refresh off of the server, right? But it's like, you know, like, the thing with any visual evidence like that is, like, obviously, like, Team, you, all of us have probably looked at a weird Discord server at time from time, right? Like, and proving it in yes, but, like, I have a rule for that. Like, if I sign into the server myself and refresh and the messages are there, then I'll believe it. But if it's like in a video or like you send me a screenshot, I'm not believing any of it until I see it with my own eyes. Yeah. And that's where it goes. And the same thing goes with this kind of content too, right? Like if I watch a video on the internet of a deepfake, like now I've pretty much said, like, unless I see something with my own two eyes in real life, I'm not like that's the thing with videos and stuff today.
When there's screenshots in like a drama alert story of someone did this or someone said that and stuff, I let whoever's alleging this happen tell their story, and I let whoever's, you know, the person getting exposed to tell their story, right? If there ever comes a situation of like it's fake or not, I'm not going to be the fucking judge, because shit can be faked. You know, the audience is the judge if this shit is real or not. You know, if the accuser is getting pushed back, then you know, make a video of you refreshing, doing all that shit. You know, but that scenario comes up off like really rarely. Most of the time that you see these leaked screenshots, they're real. But somebody put out a fake tweet on Reddit of me saying like, I like younger girls because they're easy to manipulate, or some dumb shit like that. And this shit went fucking super viral. It was like a fake fucking tweet that someone made that supposedly I tweeted. I never tweeted this. And it went stupid viral. It was all over Reddit. It was on TikToks and shit. I had to literally come out and be like, guys, this is not real. Like, I've never tweeted this ever. So yeah, I mean, that happened to me personally.
That's rough.
The thing is, like, so you recently covered this
real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I think the biggest problem with like the deepfake stuff now is like a lot of these allegations that are coming out, like with that Set the Programmer guy, and like shit, even like Logan Paul and like Protest, like a lot of these things, it's like to some extent. Okay, forget the Logan Paul, that was a bad addition. But like, imagine with Seth, it's like he could just easily say like all of his shit was deepfake or something, right?
Oh, yo, Seth did say that it was fake. That was the wild part. He had 58 pages of exposed stuff on him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's all fake, out of context satire."
Oh, Seth the Programmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I had to, or the programmer, excuse me. But then I had to. Did you see the 7-hour stream I did with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I kept getting tagged because I was friends with that whole group like years ago. Clyde, Sad, Swag, like I was friends with all of them. So it was a weird situation for me.
So I had to just hold him to the fire. But with the deepfake stuff, we can bring it back to the UFO. It's like scenario. It's like, dude, every time we're seeing UFO videos and clips online, like a big portion of these are fake. They're not real. They're like edited. You know, like. Dude, it's hard to know what is fucking real anymore. You know, there's documentaries with like so-called Bigfoot, and they've seen Bigfoot, and they've recorded Bigfoot. There's documentaries where the guy's in the fucking woods, right? And he's zooming through the trees, and behind the trees, like, there is a ape-type, like, animal-type thing, right? And by every instinct that I have, it looks real. It looks real. It looks like this guy has actually recorded Bigfoot. But it doesn't go anywhere because it's like, you know, nobody's gonna cover it because it's like, no, it's probably
like POV of like UFOs shot down. And it's always, dude, I refuse to believe we live in a world where we have DSLR level cameras on our cell phones and we're still shooting in video like we're apes. Like, it always baffles me. Like, you have the best quality iPhones and Samsungs in the market, and it's like you're still taking photos that look like just, it's like blurry, it's not in focus, or you like zoomed out. It's like, dude, you can't do this. Like, you cannot consistently pulled up this hard in trying to capture this footage.
Are you guys familiar with Skinwalker Ranch?
One.
So there's a whole TV series on this on History Channel. Obviously, it's a TV series, so you know they're amplifying shit, making shit as entertaining as possible. Like I'm sure they're exaggerating and hyping stuff up bigger than it is. But on that show, they've caught multiple times, like on camera, UFOs, things flying in the air, middle of the day, or at night, like just glowing, straight up glowing, like balls of light, like up in the sky, and a bunch of other things. I know the producer of that show very well. He actually lives near me, and we've had multiple meetings with him. We know him really well, and he swears at everything in private. Like everything on the show is fucking 1,000% like true, real, accurate. It's a mystery. They don't know if they're ever gonna get to the bottom of it. At one point, the U.S. government owned that ranch, and they were doing their own investigations, and they got drone. They ended up selling the property because a lot of people got haunted or sick or harassed by the so-called aliens from another dimension and shit. Like there's so much stuff out there, and there's so much evidence out there. You got military professionals that came out in, I believe, 2001 or 2000, early 2000s. So many different military people came out and told their stories of cases of UFOs. There was a case from the 50s or the 60s, I can't remember, where UFOs flew over our nuclear silos and shut down all the nukes. They saw the craft, it was hovering over the nukes, and they shut them all down. And these nukes, their electronics and stuff aren't linked to each other. They're not linked to each other.
They were like floppy drives and shit. Like they kept them separate.
Yeah, so for them to just go over and shut all them down, there's been times where they would do like a test fire, which didn't actually have a nuke on it, but they would do a test fire, and craft would come up and disable the rocket like in mid-air. You got even stories from the 1800s. Everyone thinks this UFO stuff is like a new phenomenon. It's not. It is totally not. In the 1800s, there's a news article coming out of a small town in Texas. I believe it's Texas. I could be wrong in that. Where, a flying craft crashed in this little town, and it had a little spaceman from out of this world, and they buried it in the local cemetery. Like these stories of aliens and UFOs and stuff have been around long before Roswell. Everyone thinks Roswell was the first case. No. There's also been, I mean, it's well documented. There was UFOs flying over Washington D.C. in, I believe, the 50s, which was seen by thousands and thousands of fucking people. So it's like, before we had all this fake stuff and deep fakes and whatnot, there's just so much evidence and so many stories of this type of stuff happening.
Like accounts, because like evidence would be like a video or photograph that people would just have. They're talking like accounts of this stuff happening. Yeah, because I believe there's like, listen, if you look at even beyond the United States. Yeah, but then you get into the idea of like how many of those photos were fucking doctored.
アップグレードを決めた方がいいわね。
しよう。あっちへ行こう。こっちに敵がいるかも。音がする。残り30秒。リングがあそこにロックされたサプライボックス。ここにロックされたサプライボックス。
オープニング。
残り10秒。リングまであと少し。
アップグレードを決めた方がいいわね。
E que uma já.
中に入って回復しない。リングが動いてるわよ。
まあ、この
ドックが敵確認。アークスターを投げる。アークスターを投げる。みんな新しい部隊が来てるよ。
シールドを回復するわ。
ほらドック、戻っておいで。こっちへ行こう。敵を発見。直してあげるよ。
もたもたしてられない。アップグレードしなきゃ。
Hello. Hello.
same building, same building.
ちょっと待って。フェニックスキットを使わせて。
フラグを投げた。撃たれてるわ。残り45秒。リングは近い。撃たれてるわ。
で。
One, just one.
ここに増幅器。オーバーフロー回復。直してあげるよ。
The heavy mag. There it is.
こっちへ行こう。
で、
撃たれてる。シールドをリチャージ。敵を確認。敵を確認した。
配置が
撃たれてる。
ワンデー。
敵がダウン。
トゥレ。
敵がもう一人ダウン。敵が近くにいるよ。直してあげるよ。敵撃破。私がキルリーダーよ。行けるわ。
アップグレードがないと不利になるわ。ポータブルのリスポーンビーコンを展開するわ。
被験者を見つけた。被験者のシールドを割った。被験者を攻撃中。独立変数を設置。
Healing. Wait. Below. One more. Yo, look outside. There's two reports coming. Oh yeah. One more. Where's enemy?
もうすぐ終わり。
GG. Huh?
エーペックスのチャンピオンとなりました。
Oh, we can play together.
ランクが上がった。
ちらはチームよ。忘れないで。
今回のチャンピオンを紹介します。
自分をタフだと思ってるの？6インチのヒールで戦ってみなさいよ。こっちに追加のアイテムがあるよ。ゲートを設置する。
報告。ハーベスターがオンラインになりました。
発見。もらうよ。シールドバッテリーを発見。
報告。ケアパッケージを輸送中です。
ケアパッケージ接近中。中にはお宝がいっぱいよ。あっちに標的よ。射撃中。リロードしてる。
敵に撃たれてる。フェンスを立てる。
待て。